My name is Derek Hobine. I'm the Chief Operating and Financial Officer for North Dakota PERS, and I'm happy to be here today to present MSS and show you what your new hires will see when they log into MSS, and also the different functionality that exists in case you get questions from your employees so that you can help them through the enrollment process. So when your new hires get into MSS, the very first time they will be directed first to the personal profile page. And this is basically just us making sure that all of the information here is accurate for a number of reasons. Up on the personal information section, again, this is the most important information that we need as far as actuarial analysis is concerned. So things like the birth date, the gender, and the marital status all have an actuarial impact on our retirement plans. Down below the address, obviously, we like to be able to communicate with our membership as best we can. And so the first thing that they'll be asked is to make sure that their address is correct. If they do not have an email address on file, we'll request that they get one. And the email address is important to us because we do a lot of our communications electronically, but it is also the means that we use to do a multi-factor authentication process for the members as well. So what happens when the members log in here, they'll be directed here. They can't go anywhere until they've certified this information, until they've provided their email, until they send a verification link to that email, and they have to enter a passcode on that was emailed to them here before they are able to access the rest of the functionality within member self-service. So the email address is something that we use for multi-factor authentication purposes. Every 9 months, we ask these individuals to go through and recertify this information. That way, if somebody, had a marital status change, or if they go through and they see, gee, my birthday was transposed, it's really 1/1 in 1980, not 1982, that can be updated here as well. And so again, every 9 months, we ask the members to do that. It also helps us ensure that we have accurate email messages when they going forward as well. Once the member certifies what's in the profile page, they basically come here to the MSS homepage. And I'm logged in right now as Donald Duck, which is the new hire that we previously set up when we had the ESS session. I'm going to quickly enroll Donald Duck into the retirement plan just so you can see the functionality. I'm going to jump into ESS to run the benefit enrollment report so you can see the timing of what everything happens and how it takes place. And then I'm actually going to log in under a different member so that I can give you more functionality of a member who's been in their plans for a number of months. And it's not just someone brand new, so that I can show you some different features within MSS. So if you start by going on the plans, you can basically, it's separated into 2 grids. The first one is any plan that they're currently enrolled in, and the next one is any plan that they're eligible to be enrolled in. Next to each plan, they'll have a learn more link as well as a video that the member can watch prior to enrolling. Once you jump in, basically there's a couple of questions on the retirement one, and for organizations with schools, we have to know for sure if they're part of TFFR or not, or part of TIAA. And once here, you can see the designation of beneficiary is something that can't be done electronically. So we do one request here to make sure that the member knows that they have to send it. And then we also do a follow-up on missing beneficiaries every month as well. And so if they don't happen to do it at the new hire setup, we do have follow-up from our office where we try to do an outreach and get that beneficiary on file. So I'm just going to enroll in the retirement plan, and boom, you can see right away, we've already got a message saying that the retirement has been processed. So this member is already enrolled in our retirement plan. And if you jump back over to ESS and you're going to see that you have a brand new message as well, showing that new enrollments have changed since the last time we ran our benefit enrollment report. And what that's basically telling you is before you run payroll, make sure to generate the enrollment report. And that's what we're going to do. And so the benefit enrollment report looks at every single one of your employees, looks at every single one of their plans, and any changes that have taken place since the last time you ran that report will display on your new report. And so when you come into the report, you're going to see that Donald Duck's election into the main 2020 plan is already available for your review. And I mentioned earlier that currently at the time we are posting employment, we are auto-enrolling your members in the retirement plan. So when in real world, Donald Duck really doesn't have to go through any steps in MSS to get into the retirement plan. When we process the enrollment or process the employment, we automatically update that enrollment for you. So literally an hour after submitting Donald Duck as a new hire, you should be able to run your benefit enrollment report and see what plan you should be enrolling that member in. So now I'm going to jump and I'm going to go into a different member that's been part of the retirement plan for a while, just so that I can show you the other features that are present on MSS as well for a person that's been in the plan for a while. In the navigation, the look and feel is extremely similar to what you see within ESS. You still have the left navigation pane, you still have center tiles, and you still have the right navigation pane. For those of you that are on our insurance plans, when it's annual enrollment time, you'll also see a fourth tile for annual enrollment, and you'll see another tile over here for annual enrollment as well. So if you're making insurance elections on an annual basis for annual enrollment, there's a brand new tile that'll pop in if that pertains to you. Similar as before, you got the home screen. You have different forms that are available for members. And here we're looking for both the evidence of insurability as well as the designation of beneficiary forms for both retirement and life. Those are forms that are required to be done by hand and cannot be done electronic. And so they're front and center for members to access within MSS. The contact button is a little bit different than what you saw within ESS, because in ESS we're having outreach as far as payroll reporting problems. If a member is contacting us, it could be because they want a benefit estimate. It could be because they want to purchase service. It could be that they just want to meet with a retirement counselor. So at that point in time, we don't have a good phone listing to be able to provide to our members. And so they can do electronic tickets. And you can just fill out your information and say, I'd like to meet with a counselor. On my retirement account. You'll save it. That can come through. We will process it here internally and reach out to that member. And we also have a way to electronically schedule appointments, which is similar to what we just did here as well. This is a button that only PERS staff sees, where we can jump between members and we don't have to log all the way back, all the way out and come back in. The standard back button, and of course the log off button that we had within ESS as well. So if we just jump into the plans, members have the ability to see their retirement account in real time. So if you want to jump into the retirement account, it'll show you how much service this individual has, when they started, what their employment status looks like in their history, how much their member account balance is. So that's what my account today is worth. Shows you how much is taxable in contributions, how much is interest, how much service that you have, and the accrued benefit that you have as well, including a potential disability benefit if you happen to become disabled. All of that can be accessed within MSS. So if your employees ever have questions, boy, how's my PERS retirement looking? They can come into MSS electronically and take a look themselves. If this is an organization that offers the insurance plans, the 457 plan, all of that information, the history, the premiums, the type of coverage, all of that is also visible to the employees within MSS as well. The second tile is looking at the personnel profile page. That's the page that we started on, but this is where you can go to update your information. Now, if you're a higher ed employee, because I know there's some higher ed individuals here, you make the elections within PeopleSoft, and that demographic information automatically feeds over to PERS. For the political subdivisions, you can do your address changes here within MSS, If you have a name or marital status change, you have the hyperlink here that takes you to the screen where you can change your marital status or change your name only, depending on what's taking place. But depending on what type of employer you are will dictate where you're actually able to make these changes. Again, higher ed changes like that should be made within PeopleSoft so that they feed over to our office. Political subdivisions should make these changes as they're taking place. Another link, if we have messages that we saw before with Donald Duck, when we enrolled, we got that message. You'd also see that appear both here as well as up in this section as well. And then we get to the benefit information tile. And this is where members can go to access their retirement account information. They can look at the snapshot today. They can get estimates as far as purchasing service, and they can also project benefits out to retirement age, all within this section in MSS. And so we're going to start just by going through each one of those, showing you, again, this is the same type of summary that we saw before. The snapshot today for this member shows that there have been total contributions submitted on their behalf in 9410. They've earned interest at just over $4,300, and in total, their account balance is worth $13,762. You can also go on and request a benefit estimate, and you can do one of two things. You can either use this to project an estimate yourself, or you can come in here and you can request an official estimate from our office. So when you go into the wizard, it's basically, you're going to start by getting disclaimers saying it's basically just information only. This is an unofficial statement. If you want something that's official on our letterhead, contact our office and we'll be happy to run you an official estimate as well. But members can come out here at any time they'd like and project what their benefit is going to be at retirement. And so you can take a look at disability, pre-retirement deaths. Most people are interested in knowing what retirement is. And so with this individual, let's just say that they plan on working another 21 years and they're going to stop working December 31st of 2043 and they want to retire June of 2044. It'll also ask you for your spouse's birth date to help us figure any type of joint and survivor benefits this individual may be eligible for. You have the ability to build in monthly salary increases. So let's just say that every July you expect to get a raise of 2%. You have the ability to add that type of inflationary component in before we're projecting your benefits. And it also asks, do you want to look at purchasing any service? Maybe you would purchase an additional 60 months of time and look at retiring 5 years earlier. You have the ability to calculate service purchases directly within the estimator as well. And I don't know how realistic it is to have the same type of health, dental, vision, life rates 21 years from now as they are today, or the same type of taxes, but that's the best estimate that we have. And we give you the ability to factor in insurances and taxes before receiving your payment into the future as well. And so this is kind of a sneak preview of what we're going to get into next with our service purchase calculator. But this is where you can say how much additional time are you interested in potentially buying. And down here, you can tell us how you'd like to potentially pay for it. If you just say that you want to make one lump sum payment and buy 5 years worth of time, you have the ability to see what that will cost. And let's just say that we're interested in having family, dental, and vision. We want to have federal taxes withheld. We're married. We don't want any allowances, and we want to withhold an additional $25. On the state side, let's just say we want to have one allowance, and we're going to withhold an additional $5. Right here, you'll get to a screen where we're basically looking at reviewing to make sure everything is correct. And when you go click finish, it's going to go behind the scenes. It's going to pull all of the actuarial tables that are based on this individual's marital status, their age, their gender, and we'll also run through the projection of buying that 60 months of time to show what our age is at retirement, and here you can see when this person retires, they'll be 64 years old. They'll have worked 31 years and 2 months, and after they buy 60 months of service, their service age, which is basically your age plus the amount of time that you've worked, is going to be 95.8 at retirement. The last salary that this individual received was $1,299. If we do a 2% increase every July, we're expecting the annual salary at retirement, their final average salary, to be $1,937 using that 2% increase every year. And then down below, you get to see your options. So you have options of a single life. You can do 50% joint and survivor, 100% joint and survivor, and we also offer 20 and 10-year term certain options. That will tell you how much money you're going to receive gross, what we are taking out for deductions, and how much your net check would be. And if you're interested in seeing exactly what you're going to be pulling from the account, again, this is just saying it's estimates. This is the information that we have as of today. Can't guarantee anything 21 years down the road, but this will give you a overview of what your insurance or what your check is going to look like after taking those insurances into account, as well as the taxes that you are electing. So many different options, many different things to consider when someone gets to be nearing the end of their employment. But these are the type of situations that members can project on their own. They can get a handle of what they're maybe thinking. And if they have further questions, our retirement counselors are great at it, at picking up questions and interacting with our members to make sure they are comfortable before taking a leap like that in their life. And then it also gives them, if they're eligible for their retiree health insurance credit, then you'll have a section down below showing what that monthly benefit will be at retirement age as well. So a lot of great information here. It's all done on the fly. Members could run 30 different estimates with 30 different types of situations, all real time, and get answers in a matter of minutes. So a great tool if your employees are ever questioning kind of what their account balance is sitting, you know, what does my PERS benefit do for me? It's a great way to show them exactly what can happen with their PERS benefits. The next one is taking a look at service purchases. And again, here you can calculate a service purchase on the fly. What you do within MSS here, you can't actually like do anything official. Before you actually get an official service purchase with our agency, you have to request an official document, this official estimate. So if you're seriously wanting to buy time, you have to do this requesting the official estimate first before you can actually move forward. But to see if it's even something you're interested in exploring, or to see if you have the available funds to even move forward with something like this, members can estimate what it would take. And so again, you can purchase different things. When you leave employment, you have the ability to also purchase your unused sick leave. Most members, when they're active and they're currently going through this portal, most of them are going to be curious about just purchasing generic time. And so you have the ability to purchase up to 60 months of generic time. And so this member is just going to be interested in seeing what the max is. And let's just say I want to put $1,000 down and I want to pay once a month. I would like to do 180 payments. And basically the requirements are with our office that you have to pay off your service purchase within 15 years time. And so the max amount of months that you can put in there would be 180 months. And so let's just say I want to purchase 60 months, I'm going to put $1,000 down and I want to make a monthly payment for 15 years. What does that cost me? And you can see if you want to do one lump sum payment, it would cost $23,547 for this individual to purchase 60 months. If you want to do the $1,000 down, 15-year payments, you're going to be paying $203.84 per month, every month for 15 years. And that equates to, I think it's like $38,000 or $39,000 probably. So you can see it'll cost you $14,000 to $15,000 more, but it's not like the same type of interest when you are paying a bank. When you are paying PERS, if you are paying this interest actually goes into your member account balance. So it's kind of like you're paying yourself in some instances or some ways. But if it's going to take you 15 years to do it, that's the amount that we're going to be charging you in principal and interest every single month. You can go all the way down and you can see that your final payment's going to be made in 2037, 203.83, and you'll have your balance basically paid off. So again, if you're interested in, or members are asking, I've heard through the Lunch and Learn that purchasing service is a great opportunity for me to either increase my retirement benefit or potentially allow me to retire earlier than I was originally planning. How much is that going to cost, or what do I have to do in order to see what impact that has? This is where you can see both the impact of how much it's going to cost you, but you can also see the impact to your monthly benefit. You can run a benefit without any service to see what your monthly benefit would be. You can run your benefit estimate to see with 60 months of service how much your benefit increases. And that can help determine the cost benefit of whether or not the employee feels like it's in their best interest to pay $23,000 to maybe receive an additional $200 every month at retirement. That's the kind of analysis that you can do on the fly. And if it's something that sounds great, yep, I want to do it. When you request the official service purchase, that's when we can start talking about getting you officially into that arrangement so that the employees can start earning a higher benefit with PERS at retirement. And the last thing under the benefit information is looking at viewing annual statements. We provide an annual statement in July every year towards the end of July for a time period that's as of June 30th of the previous year. And we always keep a running 3-year history within MSS for members to see. So when you pull up your benefit estimate, it's going to give you a number, or your annual statement, it's going to give you a number of different things. It's great if your employees go out and review this once a year. Like in this instance, this individual doesn't have a beneficiary on file. That should be their indicator that, hey, there's probably some paperwork that I need to do. Here it tells me the paperwork that I need to submit. Hopefully it's an indicator they see it, they go out and they complete this paperwork for our office. Here you can see at June 30th of 2021, this individual had $13,178 in their account balance, and they had 9 years and 4 months worth of service. And down here in this grid, it will tell us when they meet the rule, and it'll also tell us when they reach age 65, what their anticipated benefits are at this point in time. So this person meets the rule or is eligible for retirement once they hit age 61 because they hit the rule of 85. This is what their benefit would be. If they decide they want to work until age 65, that increases their benefit by $105 a year for the rest of their life. So this is just a snapshot in time, June 30th of every year. We provide this summary. And if you get the email notification from our office saying that it's available, I'd strongly encourage you to let your employees know to go out here, take a look. Again, a lot of great information that are available to them to keep up on their retirement benefits as they're going through their life cycles of their careers. And then working over to the left navigation page, it's similar to what we saw within ESS. Again, we talked about the alerts and messages populating with the new symbol when we walk through the Donald Duck situation. The home navigation page will bring you back to this front page. Going to the ND PERS plans brings you to the page within that first tile. There's a quick link to get you to the member account summary. Another quick link where you can go through, calculate your own service purchases or request the official estimate from our office. Same thing with benefit estimates, same screen that we were at before. And again, a quick link to our annual statements. Anything that we felt was most pressing or that we wanted to be visible to employees, you've got 2 or 3 different ways that you're able to quickly access the information. Other quick navigations is a quick link to the personnel profile page again if you want to make an address update, if you need to change your name or marital status. You want to update your phone numbers or email address, you can do that all from within the personnel profile page. Here is a listing of the designated beneficiary that we have, the contact information that we have with them, and the type of relationship that they have. So if you want to add a new contact, let's just say you want to add your mom as a potential person that you want on your account, you can have Mom Duck in here too. Submit it to our office, and then we can get that individual set up under your account as well. So just different ways to go in, modify, and update the information that you have in our account. Seminar information. This is the link that we would prefer members to use to get information on the events, those lunch and learns that we are starting to do on a quarterly basis. We also have an annual FEW and prep presentation that talks about a comprehensive overview of our retirement plans based on the life cycle that that person's in. So there's a FEW and a prep. One of them is scheduled for people who are like within 5 years of retiring, and one of them is like a mid-career employee, someone who's maybe been on our system 2-3 years and is just looking for more information. Our counselors do a great job walking through those presentations, answer a lot of questions that our members have, and it's just a really great educational opportunity. But again, the members can access this page similar to how the employers access it, just to keep up on what is taking place. And here you can see like the FEW is scheduled for April of 2022, and the prep is scheduled for April also. So as those events get closer, you'll be receiving notifications from our office. Please pass that information along to your members so that they're aware of those opportunities and can attend if they'd so choose or if they'd like to. Scheduling an appointment. This is what we would like you to use if you are interested, or if the member is interested in coming and visiting with one of our counselors specifically on their retirement. So if you want to say, I want to learn about either my retirement and getting close to retirement age, or if I want to talk to somebody about a service purchase, you can just type what, or put in what type you would like, type in what a general comment is as far as what you're looking for. Say that I would like to meet with someone during the month of February. You can provide a callback number and your email address. Let's do Donald Duck. When you save it, that creates a workflow in our office, and will basically say, you know, our retirement counselors will get it. They will reach out to the member, schedule an appointment that works for them. And we do virtual sessions. We encourage virtual sessions. We also do accept walk-ins if we have staff available, but we really prefer that members are scheduling appointments to ensure the staff member that they are coming here to see is available. If they walk in anticipating to see someone, if staffing can accommodate that, we sure will. We actually moved recently, and the office footprint that we have is roughly half the size of the office we previously had, which means we have half the staff in-house that we previously had. So accommodating walk-ins in the past was easier when we had more staff in-house. Now we're preferring members to make sure that they schedule appointments to ensure being able to see the staff member that they need to talk with for whatever problems they happen to be encountering. And the final section is talking about reporting a death. Again, if you lose your spouse member, or if you lose a dependent child, for instance, this is where you can go to update the information in our office, letting us know that that individual is no longer with us. And if they are like your beneficiary, you'll want to make sure to do outreaches and update your beneficiary to somebody else that you want to make sure is that's designated who you want it to be. But this gives you an area where our members can report the loss of either their spouse or a dependent child.
So one of the questions that we had in the chat was, can service credits be purchased to be moved from Tier 3 to Tier 2 to be eligible for RHIC? This is something that is determined when you're first enrolled into the plan. Therefore, purchasing service cannot move an employee into a different plan tier. So if you are coming on as Main 2020, buying time isn't going to be able to allow you to move into the main plan. The benefit of purchasing time is to be able to A, retire earlier, or B, have that much more in your account balance at the time that you retire. The next question was, can employees see breakdown of employee-employer share on member self-service? They cannot. So Marcy gives a great explanation here in the chat that indicates if an employee draws a lifetime benefit at retirement, they are first paid from their employee account, and once that is depleted, they are paid from the general pool of funds. The general pool of funds includes all employer contributions and is not visible to the employee. So on MSS, the employee can only see their employee account. If an employee leaves and decides to refund rollover their employee account and they do not want a lifetime benefit, then they will only receive their employee account, the one that they see on MSS.